All present here. This is Mrs. B. Abhirami, Assistant Professor of Commerce with Computer Application. I'm privileged to get this opportunity for comparing this event. On behalf of our National President, Dr. ABJ Abdul Kalam Sir, birthday celebration, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University is conducting a world record of the longest multinational confluence in virtual mode. On account of the outstanding Platinum Jubilee celebration of our college, we are gladly taking part in this confluence to present the TED Talk on Books are the Treasure of Thoughts. There's more treasure in books than in the entire pirate's loot on Treasure Island, said by Walt Disney. Yes, books are treasure of our brain. Our college professors are being ready to share their attained treasures of their subject topics with us. Before that, I would like to call upon our Tamil professor, Dr. R. Jiva Madam, to gather the welcome address to this event.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். புத்தகம் மனிதனின் அறிவு களஞ்சியம் என்பர். ஒரு புத்தகம் 1000 நண்பர்களுக்கு சமம். இக்கருத்தை மெய்ப்பிக்கும் விதமாக 21ஆம் நூற்றாண்டு இந்திய புத்தகங்கள் என்னும் நிகழ்ச்சி உலக சாதனைக்காக 1200 மணி நேரம் நடத்தக்கூடிய இந்நிகழ்ச்சியாகும். டெட்டாக் என்ற தலைப்பில் சிறப்புற நடந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. இந்நிகழ்ச்சியில் சிறந்த முறையில் நடைபெறுவதற்கு காரணமாக இருக்கக்கூடிய தமிழ்நாடு ஆசிரியர் கல்வியியல் பல்கலைக்கழகம் மற்றும் பள்ளி ஆசிரியர்களுக்கான திறன் மேம்பாட்டு பயிற்சி மையத்திற்கு முதற்கண் வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். மேலும் அசிஸ்ட் உலக சாதனைக்கான 24 உட்தலைப்புகளுடன் 24 கல்வி நிறுவனங்கள் பங்கு பெறும் 24 மணி நேர பன்னாட்டு தொடர் வலையரங்கமாகும் இது. அதில் எம் கல்லூரி பங்கு பெறுவதற்கு உறுதுணையாக இருந்தவர் நிமிர்ந்த நன்னடை நேர்கொண்ட பார்வைக்கு சொந்தக்காரர் எம் கல்லூரி முதல்வர் அவர்கள். அன்னார் அவர்கள் தலைமையுரையாற்றுவதற்காக இங்கு வருகை புரிந்துள்ளார். அவர்களை முதற்கண் வருக வருக என எம் கல்லூரி சார்பாக வரவேற்கின்றேன். அடுத்தபடியாக எம் கல்லூரி பேராசிரியர் பெருமக்கள் தங்களுடைய புத்தக விமர்சனம் பற்றிய கருத்துக்களை சிறப்புரையாற்ற வந்துள்ளனர். முனைவர் சோபனா தேவி, வணிகவியல் துறை பேராசிரியர், எமோஷனல் இன்டெலிஜென்ட் மேக்கிங் எமோஷன் ஒர்க் ஃபார் யூ அண்ட் நாட் அகெயின்ஸ்ட் யூ என்னும் தலைப்பில் சிறப்புரையாற்ற வருகை புரிந்துள்ளார். அன்னார் அவர்களை வருக வருக என வரவேற்கின்றேன். கணிதவியல் துறை பேராசிரியர் முனைவர் பி மகாலட்சுமி, மேத்தமெட்டிக்கல் மாடலிங் அண்ட் கம்ப்யூட்டேஷன் ஆஃப் ரியல் டைம் ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் என்னும் தலைப்பில் சிறப்புரையாற்ற வந்துள்ளார். அவர்களை வருக வருக என வரவேற்கின்றேன். திருமதி அழகுலட்சுமி, இயற்பியல் துறை பேராசிரியர், அவர்கள் நேனோ டெக்னாலஜி என்ற தலைப்பில் சிறப்புரையாற்ற வந்துள்ளார். அவர்களை வருக வருக என வரவேற்கின்றேன். திருமதி ஜோதீஸ்வரி, வணிக நிர்வாகவியல் துறை பேராசிரியர், ஹாப்பினஸ் அண்ட் ஒர்க் பி ரிலிஜியன் மோட்டிவேட்டட் அண்ட் சக்சஸ்ஃபுல் என்ற தலைப்பில் சிறப்புரையாற்ற வருகை புரிந்துள்ளார். அன்னார் அவர்களையும் வருக வருக என வரவேற்கின்றேன். முனைவர் சாந்தி, தகவல் தொழில்நுட்பவியல் பேராசிரியர், இன்டர்நெட் ஆஃப் திங்ஸ் என்னும் தலைப்பில் சிறப்புரையாற்ற வருகை புரிந்துள்ளார். அன்னார் அவர்களையும் வருக வருக என வரவேற்கின்றேன். முனைவர் கலைசிகாமணி, வணிகவியல் துறை பேராசிரியர், சுயநிதி பாடப்பிரிவு, மைக்ரோ எக்கனாமிக் என்ற தலைப்பில் சிறப்புரையாற்ற வருகை புரிந்துள்ளார். அன்னார் அவர்களையும் வருக வருக என வரவேற்கின்றேன். இறுதியாக திருமதி விஜயலலிதா, நுண்ணுயிரியல் துறை பேராசிரியர், அவர்கள் பிரிவென்ஷன் ஆஃப் இன்ஃபெக்ஷன் டிசீஸ், அதாவது நோய் தொற்று தடுப்பு மற்றும் பாதுகாப்பு இன்றைய சூழ்நிலையில் நமக்கு தேவையாக உள்ள அந்த தலைப்பில் சிறப்புரையாற்றுவதற்காக வருகை புரிந்துள்ளார். அன்னார் அவர்களையும் வருக வருக என வரவேற்கின்றேன். அடுத்தபடியாக இந்நிகழ்ச்சியை ஒருங்கிணைத்த எம் கல்லூரி நூலகர் முனைவர் ஜி அமுதா அவர்களை வருக வருக என வரவேற்கின்றேன். இந்நிகழ்ச்சி நம் கல்லூரியில் நடைபெறுவதற்கு பெரிதும் துணை புரிந்த துணை ஒருங்கிணைப்பாளர் திருமதி சபிதா சண்முகப்பிரியா, ஆங்கிலத்துறை முனைவர் பட்ட ஆய்வாளர் அவர்கள், அன்னார் அவர்களையும் வருக வருக என வரவேற்கின்றேன். மேலும் இந்நிகழ்ச்சி பல கல்லூரிகள் பள்ளியில் நடைபெறுவதற்கு பெரிதும் துணையாக இருக்கின்ற ஒருங்கிணைப்பாளர் முனைவர் தா சிவசக்தி ராஜம்மாள் அவர்களையும் வருக வருக என வரவேற்கின்றேன். மேலும் இந்நிகழ்ச்சியை சிறப்புற தொகுத்து வழங்குவதற்காக வந்துள்ள கம்ப்யூட்டர் அப்ளிகேஷன் பேராசிரியர் திருமதி அபிராமி அவர்களையும் வருக வருக என வரவேற்கின்றேன். இந்த வாய்ப்பு அளித்தமைக்கு நன்றி கூறிக்கொள்கின்றேன். நன்றி.
I request our honorable principal of our college, Captain Dr. P. Sundarabanian sir, to furnish the presidential address of this event.
So good evening to all of you. I deem it a great privilege to be part of the world record of the longest multinational conference and feel immensely happy in collaborating with the Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, Chennai, the occasion of 11th President of India. I consider it a great opportunity in delivering my presidential address. I feel immensely happy in visiting the Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, which always adheres in promoting human values for social harmony and providing quality teacher education for the rural and unreached students through innovative teaching research and extension activities. It is my honor in congratulating the Vice Chancellor, Professor N. Panjanadam sir, for bringing the mega event, the world record of the longest multinational conference titled 21st Century Indian Books to light. I also bestow my wishes to Professor Balakrishnan, Professor Kovindan, Professor Soundarajan, Dr. Sivasakti Rajammal, Dr. Premalada, Dr. G. Amuda, and Mrs. S. Sabida Sanmopriya, and all the speakers of this function, and all other staff members who are responsible for conducting this mega event, progressive hours. As we know, a book is a garden, an orchard, a storehouse, a party, a company, by the way, a counselor, a multitude of counselors. Books play a significant role in our existence. Books are our friends in true sense. No complaints, no demands, as it is known by all. They also give us ample of delight, and a reader might get addicted to them. We get to learn a lot from them as well. They take us to a whole different planet of imagination and visualization. We should develop a healthy habit of reading books, and the books we read should bring some moral to us. We must select the books cautiously, as these are capable of either developing or ruining our personality. Reading good books has many advantages and have a lot to do with our individuality. Bad books spoil our character and develop unhealthy habits in us. It is imperative that we should make children and youngsters to read good books, as they are the future of our country. They should work upon the lessons they discover from such books. A good book is a friend, a truth seeker, and a guide. Some of the best books that conveys meaningful lessons and we should read are The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Think and Grow Rich, Awaken the Giant Within, As a Man Thinketh, The Greatest Salesman in the World, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, Drive. The reading of all good books is like a conversation with the finest minds of past centuries. I conclude with the quote of Barack Obama, reading is important. If you know how to read, then the whole world opens up to you. Treasure your life by reading more books. Best the program a grand success. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We are ever boosting ourselves for your engagement, which lift up us and our esteemed college to a higher level. I am pleased to call upon our commerce professor, Dr. R. Sofna Devi Madam, to bring out their thoughtful view about the topic, Mastering Emotional Intelligence, Making Emotion for You and Not Against You.
Thank you, ma'am. Pleasant evening, everyone. Glad to meet you on this TED Talk. I have chosen the book titled Mastering Emotional Intelligence, Making Emotions Work for You and Not Against You for today's TED Talk. The author of the book is Pradik P. Surana. Pradik P. Surana is an international behavioral trainer, speaker, coach, and author. Dr. Pradik P. Surana is a corporate trainer with over 2 decades of business experience, an entrepreneur, a business coach, and a certified practitioner of emotional intelligence. With the international certification of his belt, Pradik has authored 2 books, Cool Down Before You Burn Out, and Great Ideas that will keep you stress-free and relaxed at work, which chiefly deal with emotional intelligence, workplace happiness, and work-life balance have been best sellers in their categories. Pradik has been a business
மேம் வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ணி பேசுங்க மேம். கண்டிப்பா வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ணிருக்கணும் மேம்.
வீடியோ ஆன்ல தான் மேம் இருக்கு.
மேம் வீடியோ ஆன்ல தான் இருக்கு.
எனக்கு இங்க காட்டல. ஓகே ஓகே.
Pradik has been a business strategy, leadership, and organizational culture trainer who delivered training program across the globe. As a co-founder of Quantum Group, which has 3 companies under its flagship till date, Pradik has been a mentor to various business and startups. In my general observation about these books are, the intention of his book is to assist people to gain insight into their own self-preservation. The pathway to personal success starts with the self and then moves outward. The ideas he offers in his book are confirmed by his own 20 plus years of experience and observation in the field of training, mentoring, operations, and management in India and across the world. What are the main ideas focused in this book? Actually, the book talks about success at work is 80% dependent on emotional intelligence and only 20% dependent on IQ. If we are aware of emotions, there is the question of managing them. This needs some elaboration. We do not generally control all our emotion consciously, but we are often required to control certain emotions on certain occasions. This control of behavior is inculcated in us while we grow up in a community. Hence, as cultured and civilized being, we do learn to control some emotion on some occasions. However, this is part of being shaped by the society or community. We do not make conscious effort to control extreme joy or extreme grief deliberately. The book talks practical aspect of emotion, how emotions can be managed well. I cordially thank the coordinator of this program for giving me this wonderful opportunity. We had a brief talk with the book, which always try to talk with us. Thank you, everyone.
So thank you, ma'am, for an excellent review on that topic. I welcome our Max Professor, Dr. P. Mahalakshmi Madam, to exchange their review on the topic, mathematical modeling and commutation of real-time problem with us.
மேம் அன்மியூட் பண்ணுங்க மேம். அன்மியூட் பண்ணுங்க மேம்.
மியூட்ல இருக்கீங்க மேம்.
Okay. Hi friends. Good evening to one and all present here. It's my pleasure to share my views about the book Mathematical Modeling and Computation of Real-Time Problems published on January 2021. The important aspect of this book is that it covers an interdisciplinary approach for understanding mathematical modeling. Interdisciplinary approach involves the combination of 2 or more academic disciplines into one activity. They work together to create a powerful learning experience and emphasize integrative learning and critical thinking. To create this book through an interdisciplinary approach, a 4-person editorial committee with diverse backgrounds in mathematical sciences, applied analysis, computational mathematics, operation research, probability, statistics from different parts of the world was formed. The editors are Mr. Chandrasekhar, and Raki Kulshrestha, Faculty of Mathematics, working in PITS, Pilani, India, and Madhu Jain, working in Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, India, and Mr. Srinivas R. Chakravarti from Kettering University of USA. The committee believed that mathematical modeling is both art and science with the fundamental methodologies and efficient computational approach. The practitioners are exposed to a variety of real-time problems. First of all, what is mathematical modeling? Mathematical modeling is nothing but a technique and the pedagogy taken from fine arts and not from the basic sciences. Mathematical modeling is an essential tool for understanding the world. In olden days, the Chinese, Egyptians, Indians, Babylonians, and Greeks indulged in understanding and predicting the natural phenomena based on many of their works of art on geometric principles only. This book is conceptually organized into three parts. First one is operation research models. Second one is soft computing model. And the third one is statistical model of total of 15 chapters. And this book speaks about the growing global environmental regulations and their pressure on various manufacturing industries to implement e-waste management practices in India using the best worst methods. We all know that energy is an essential factor for the socio-economic development of societies and nations. This book explains applications of fuzzy AHP, that is the analytical hierarchy process approach for evaluation of sustainable energy sources in India, and the problem-solving approaches described with the help of genetic algorithm in mathematics. A methodology using the visible infrared imaging radiometer suits day or night band, which scan the data to estimate the flood-related damage in Kerala in a rapid and yet efficient manner is proposed. This book gives a warning on Indian plate motion revealed by GPS observations. The next one is the computation of a real-time problem is nothing but only a mathematical calculations alone. It controls the environment by receiving data from the reports and processing them. Some of the key aspects to review this book are, the first one is in the chapter Prioritization of Barriers for E-Waste Management in India. Here we use the best worst method in mathematics is utilized to prioritize both types of barriers, the informal and governmental barriers. The novelty of this book lies in prioritizing the barriers based on regular perspectives. The case of the Indian electronics sector is considered to validate the proposed methodology. Next one is fuzzy AHP approach for evaluation of sustainable energy sources in India is applied to analyze the both pre-renewable. What do you mean by pre-renewable? Solar, wind, biomass, and hydro energy. These are taken as a pre-renewable sources and non-renewable processes that are considered the thermal, gas, and nuclear power. By the analysis, solar energy is formed and found as most sustainable energy sources in India, and the thermal energy is obtained as a least sustainable energy sources in India. Because of scarcity in the availability of the fuels is a huge increase in the fuel price and from the house emission. And the next one is the genetic algorithm shows the solutions which are interpreted as optimization problems. In genetic algorithm, the people may work on the population and the coding parameter sets which are required for the solution. Here, each chromosome in a population has taken as a fitness value, which is mathematically expressed and determines the probability value for 170 each particular chromosome in the next generation. Finally, some areas where the mathematical model used highly are climatic modeling, aerospace, science, space technology, environment, water resources, etc. After reading this book, it is clear that this book covers a broad scope in the areas of statistical science, stochastic process, fluid dynamics, supply chain, optimization, and its applications. It also discusses the advanced topics and the latest research findings. Also, this book is an excellent compendium for the researchers, tutors, and the graduate students. This book offers a content-rich platform for integrated researchers. Hence, this book will be very useful for the students, teachers, and the researchers whose goal is learning advanced topics and the latest research in mathematical models. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for giving me the wonderful opportunity to take part in this program. Thank you once again.
Abraham Lincoln said that pure mathematics is, in its way, the poetry of logical ideas. Apply the logic of mathematics in interdisciplinary domains, provide the vital keys for unlocking the several high-tech technology concepts. Thank you, madam, for giving the crispy description on this book. I summon our physics professor, Mrs. A. Alaglashmi, madam, to tell the knowledge of the topic nanotechnology.
Good evening to all. I like to review a book, Nanotechnology. First, I like to say a few words about the author, Dr. S. Shanmugam, consultant diabetologist and echocardiologist and visiting professor in nanotechnology, St. John's College, Palayam Kottai, Tamil Nadu. He dedicated this book to the memory of his family members who passed away due to the lack of medical equipments as well as technology. The motivation of this book is to create a better understanding of nanotechnology. Chapter 1 starts with pre-nanotechnological concepts of James Clerk Maxwell and Richard Olaf Zygmunt's. Though all the books starts with Richard Feynman's concept, this book gives some more ideas about the original concepts. A brief introduction about the applications of nanotechnology in medicine, chemistry, environment, energy, information and communication industry also explained here. Chapter 2, Nanochemistry. Though nanotechnology has multiple dimensions, nanochemistry is one among them. Nanochemistry explains the synthesis or preparations of nanoparticles. Fullerenes are the form of nanomaterials, belongs to carbon family. These are all the recent developments in nanotechnology. Here, the concepts, history, properties of fullerenes are explained in a very nice manner. Nanoparticles, nanocarbon tubes are also explained here. He gave a special touch on colloidal gold also. Third chapter deals with nanophysics. Nanophysics concepts are explained in terms of quantum confinements, quantum dots, quantum wires, quantum well, quantum point contact, and nanocrystals. These are the very recent developments of nanotechnology. Here the topics are explained with, though they are very hard to understand, but here his explanations are excellent and it's understandable also. Fourth chapter deals with nano electronics. Here we are all having electronic gadgets like mobile phone, laptops, computers. The size are reduced only because of the development of nano electronics. The fabrication of nanomaterials. Here explained in a very simple and excellent manner. Nano circuitry is a novel and interesting topic. Here the production applications are explained in an effective manner. Chapter 5 and 6 are deal with molecular medicine and molecular manufacturing. Here how the nanotechnological concepts are created, and how it is explained in biological molecular machine, molecular electronics. The topics are different from one to another, but they are correlated and explained very nicely. Nanomedicine and nanobiology are explained in 7th chapter. Here, after COVID-19, we are all well aware that how medical equipments are we need nowadays. Here, the author explains how the cancer nanotechnology is used for both the diagnosis and the therapeutical application also. He explained how cancer cells are detected and how they are cured using nanotechnology. Nanorobotics is also used in surgery nowadays. Here he explains a good knowledge about nanorobotics. Then chapter 8 explains instruments and methodology. Though nanoparticles are synthesized, then we should know the instruments and methodology to analyze them. Here the instrument techniques of atomic force microscope, scanning tunneling microscope, scanning electron microscopes are explained with its principal application and working models. Chapter 9, environment and social issues. Here, this chapter only explains how versatile the book was. But he criticized the negative aspects also. Though it is having a very low negative impact, but it is explained and how it is reduced. How can we neglect the negative impact also explained here. Here, how nanotechnology is used to purify the water. Here, we are in very well need of pollution control. Here, he explained it is in a very well manner. Conclusion, I like to appreciate Dr. S. Shanmugam for his very good work. Though he is a doctor, so the doctoral touches everywhere in every chapter. The biological concepts are everywhere in physics, chemistry, all those concepts. The social response and how much he tried to make it simple to understand everyone, how nanotechnology, how much he simplified it is also clearly seen along them. I strongly recommend this book not only for students but also for those who want to understand nanotechnology. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Nowadays, nanotechnology impels its foot to all the fields that give major impact on the survival of the human race. Nice, ma'am. Well explanation in chapter wise, which really incites us to read that book. Next, I would like to call upon our business administration professor, Mrs. K. Jodhishwari madam, to convey their realized perspective on the book Happiness at Work. Be resilient, motivated, and successful no matter what.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello, everyone. I'm here to talk about happiness at work. Being happy all the time. That's what every human being wants. Life full of happiness. That's what every human being needs. So happiness at work, what is the meaning of it? Quality of work life. Quality of life at work. That is what is happiness at work. So one has to have a good quality at work life in order to say that he is happy at work. Now let us have a question. Can a person say that he is happy at work while he is unhappy in personal life? No, it is not possible. So he has to be happy in personal life and happy in work life. So what is the challenge here? He has to be happy whatever happens. Is it really possible? Now let us see some factors which determines happiness at work. Say job satisfaction, emotional attachment, work commitment, self-involvement and motivation, and psychological well-being. Now, when we analyze all these factors, none of these factors is exclusively work-oriented factors. Every factor has personal touch in it. So we have to face all the challenges in order to achieve the personal happiness and in order to achieve the happiness at work. So the question is, whatever happens, we have to be happy. We have to face all the challenges. So this is where Professor Shri Kumar Rao's book caught my interest. He writes the book under the title, Happiness at Work. Be resilient, motivated, and successful no matter what. he uses this beautiful word, no matter what. That caught my interest. So he says, no matter what, in spite of all challenges, all problems, all issues in your life, you have to try to be happy. So under his book, he writes 35 chapters. Behind every chapters, he gives us few activities, few exercises, and he suggests if you follow these activities, you will be able to attain happiness in spite of all challenges in life. So that is where the beauty of this book lies. When he writes this book, when we read through these lines, it is as if he has sat behind us, saw whatever we are experiencing in our life, and he has just written it. It is so beautiful. So he suggests few strategies by which we can attain happiness at work, or we will be able to face the challenges. Say, for example, in one place he says, just let it go, how the baby does. So if you observe babies, they won't carry their grudges or grievances along with them. If parents are scolding, they will get the scolding, they will just move on. So he says, just be like babies. Not only this, he gives many strategies, and he also shares his experiences while he was studying in the US. He says, in one example, he had been on a trekking trip, it seems. So he was carrying a lot of luggages. So he says, when he was carrying a lot of luggage on his back, he was not able to enjoy his trekking trip. So he compares life with trekking trip. So he says, if you're going to carry all negative thoughts, all grudges, grievances, unhappy moments, unhappy memories, you're going to only carry a lot of luggage on your back, which is going to withdraw you away from happiness. So he says, just let it go. Don't carry all these on your mind. Don't make your life's journey a bad journey. So this author had given me a lot of strategies in order to overcome all the challenges of life, or personal work, or professional work. He gives us a lot of strategies to overcome all the challenges and achieve happiness at work. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Happiness inspires productivity. Be happy with what you have while working for what you want. Wonderful review, ma'am. Your review extract the flavor of this book. Thank you, ma'am. I invite our information technology professor, Dr. B. Shanti Madam, to tell their updated information on the book IoT, Internet of Things.
ஹலோ மேம், மியூட்ல இருக்கீங்க மேம்.
Okay, ma'am. Good evening to all. I chosen the book name is Internet of Things, IoT. Authors are Sriram K. Vasudevan, is an embedded system engineer with 11 years of experience in IT and academics. Abhishek S. Nagarajan is a young and dynamic computer science engineer. And RMG Sundaram is a software architect in Wipro Technologies, Germany. The introduction of IoT. The field of information technology is revolving, and over the last few decades, a lot of changes have taken place. The cloud computing, mobile computing, internet revolution, and the social media network have been introduced and changed the society. But the amazing technology is meant to change the world communication and data collection techniques with the Internet of Things, IoT. IoT is one of the major revolutions in information technology taking place in the modern world. What are the protocols for IoT are Bluetooth, Zigbee, Z-Wave, X-Node, Thread, Wi-Fi, cellular, NFC, Sigfox, Newell, LoRaWAN. And we can use cloud with IoT also possible. It offers security and reliability and also facilitates data integration also. Now let us move on. Applications of IoT. There are lot of it. Now I can mention few of them. First one, smart agriculture. Food is an integral part of life, without which we cannot survive. However, it is an unfortunate fact that a lot of food is wasted in developed countries like America, while people serve in poorer countries like Sudan. One way to feed everyone is better agricultural practices, which can be enhanced using IoT. This can be done by first collecting data for a farm, such as soil quantity, sunlight level, seed type, rainfall density from various sources like farm sensors, satellites, local weather station. And then using this data with machine learning and IoT to create custom recommendations for each farm that will optimize and planting procedure, aggregation levels are required and fertilizer amount. All this will result in better yield or crops with a focus on reducing world hunger in the future. One of the best examples of this smart agriculture with IoT is Sun Culture, which is initiated by Microsoft AI for a smart vehicles. This is also one of the application of IoT. Smart vehicles are self-driving cars as they can be called are pretty dependent on IoT. These cars have a lot of features that are integrated with each other and need to communicate, such as the sensor and handle the navigation, various antennas, controls for speeding or slowing the car. Here, the Internet of Things technology is critical, especially in the sense that self-driving cars needed to be extremely accurate and all the parts need to communicate with each other in milliseconds on the road. The examples are Tesla car is one of the examples of smart vehicles. It is a self-driving car. In this car, no need any special drivers and that. Then smart home. The most famous application of IoT is in smart home. All the home applications like lighting, air conditioner, and locked into a single system that can be controlled from your smartphone. These IoT devices are becoming more and more popular these days because they allow you complete freedom to personalize your home as you want. In fact, these IoT devices are so popular that every second there are 127 new devices connected to the internet. Examples are Google Home, Amazon Echo Plus, Flex Q lighting system, smart pollution control. Pollution is one of the biggest problems in the most of the cities in the world. Sometimes it's not clear if you are inhaling oxygen or smoke. In such a situation, IoT can be a big help in controlling the pollution levels to more breathable standards. This can be done by collecting the data related to city pollution like emissions from vehicles, airflow direction, weather, traffic level, using various sensors in the combination with IoT. Using this data, machine learning algorithms can calculate the pollution forecasts in different areas of the city that inform city officials beforehand where the problems are going to occur. This can try to control the pollution level till it's much safer. The example is Green Horizon projects created by IBM China Research Lab. And one of the most wanted application is smart healthcare. There are the many applications of IoT in healthcare industry where doctors can monitor patients remotely through a web of interconnected devices and machines without needing to be on direct contact with them. This is very useful if the patients don't have any serious problem or if they have any infectious disease like COVID-19 disease. One of the most common uses of IoT in healthcare is using robots. These include surgical robots that can help doctors in performing surgeries more efficiently with higher precision and control. There are also disinfectant robots that can clean surfaces quickly and thoroughly using the high intensity ultraviolet light. These are the most wanted one application for now scenario. In conclusion, IoT is the concept in which the virtual world of information technology connected to the real world of things. The technologies of Internet things such as RFID and sensors make our life become better and more comfortable. In this book specifies so many research findings for IoT. So I recommend all must who are wanted to do the research in IoT kindly go to this book. It will give lots and lots of information for you. Thank you. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity given me. Thank you, Ananda.
In our digital environment, everything is embedded with network. There is no doubt about this IoT fastly shifting our world into unexpected new dream future world. Worthable info, ma'am. Nice. Next, I propose our economic professor, Dr. J. Kalesigamani, madam, for sharing their cracking points on the book Microeconomics with us.
Thank you, ma'am. ஒருமைத்தல் தான் கற்ற கல்வி ஒருவருக்கு எளிமையும் ஏமாப்பு உடைத்து ஒரு பிறப்பில் தான் கற்ற கல்வியானது அப்பிறப்பிற்கு மட்டுமல்லாமல் அவனுக்கு 7 பிறப்பிலும் உதவும் தன்மையுடையது. The learning which a man has secured in one birth will lead to him pressure during 7 birth. On the occasion of the birthday of APJ Abdul Kalam, 11th President of India, I am also proud to participate in the world record of the longest multinational conference virtual organized by Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University. Thank you very much for giving me this golden opportunity. I thank our college honorable management dignity, honorable Principal Dr. P. Sundarmanian sir, coordinator self-finance program, honorable R. Palniappan sir, and committee members. Books of the treasure of thoughts for this. The name of the book I choose, Advanced Economic Theory Microeconomic Analysis by H.L. Ahuja, Professor H. Chang and Company Limited, Delhi 21st edition, 2nd April 2018, 1,364 pages. Let us first get to know the author of the book. Dr. H.L. Ahuja is one of the senior author of H. Chang and Company Limited. He obtained his MA degree in economics with a distinction from Punjab University, Chandigarh in 1961. In the same year, he won the Mechanical Level Prize from Punjab University. For his in 1982 for the development safety for the labor circle economy. He has immense experience in teaching. He took papers on advanced economic theory, micro and macro, development economics and problems of Indian economic reports located at the Kushitra University. He subsequently taught at the Delhi College. He was a number of academic council of Delhi University for a period of 5 years. It is 1987 to 92. He is a public writer and has more than a dozen books to his credit, all the way by H. Chang and Company Limited. In this book, Dr. H.L. Ahuja aims to offer an attentive and comprehensive test in advanced treatise on microeconomics, featuring simplified mathematical tools. The book covers a wide spectrum of theories and concepts, theories and concepts aimed at effective understanding and advanced economic theory. He explained that microeconomics studies the economic action and behavior of the individual unit and small group of individual units. He pointed out that should be recommended that microeconomics does not study the economy of society. In microeconomics, he discussed the equilibrium of individual units of the economy, history, and their interrelationship to each other. In this book, new and existing knowledge is structured around the major concepts and principles of the discipline. This is a very informative book. The author has given clear explanation for each concept. Its language is easy for everyone to understand. It is one of the best books for any concept of microeconomics and advanced level. H.L. Ahuja's microeconomic theory is a standard textbook for graduate, postgraduate students in Indian University. It is not very difficult, but students without an economic background can understand the book. Many science students also join economics courses at undergraduate, postgraduate level without any difficulty and pursue the book. It helps you in developing a better understanding of the concept. This book is 21st edition. This book has the latest trends and tendencies in microeconomics theory. In keeping with this approach, he explained the various important economic concepts, theories such as theory of demand, cost, production, price, and output determination, and rapid competition, monopoly, and oligopoly in mathematical terms. Further, to enable the students to understand better the mathematical expression of theory, here's added chapter 5, which explains the basic mathematical concept and optimization technique. This book consists of 7 parts. The first one is scope and methodology of economics. Second one is demand analysis and theory of consumer choice. Third one is the theory of production and cost analysis. Fourth one is price and output determination in various market structures. Fifth one is theory of distribution. Sixth one is general equilibrium analysis and welfare economics. Intertemporal choice. Seventh one is intertemporal choice and markets with econometric information. In the present revised 31st edition of the book, some significant changes have been made in some chapters. This book takes a fresh look at programs for advanced studies for economic students with a particular focus on the advanced replacement and basic mathematical concepts and optimization techniques. The revision also includes important decision and critical analysis of several functions, exposing the latest developments in the field. Chapter 1, the meaning of economic efficiency has been clearly explained. The distinction between production efficiency, allocability, efficiency, and efficiency. Chapter 7, the concept of utility and its critique by Professor Amartya Sen have been explained. Chapter 8, the Gibson substitution effect and synthesis substitution effect have been clearly distinguished. Chapter 17, the attitudes towards the risk of different individuals have been explained and have been clearly shown why a risk affected generally by insurance and the risk lower indulgence in gambling. Chapter 28, the chapter explains how economic efficiency is planned to be achieved under perfect competition. The fact is that we made clear how a perfectly competitive economy fails to achieve equity and distribution of goods and services. Chapter 65, the balance on which sent social welfare function have been critically examined and how it differs from classical utilitarian and social and also social welfare function which gives the highest right to the welfare of the poorest people in society have been provided. Chapter 67, the impact of imperfect and asymmetric information on individual choice has been explained, and the problems of adverse selection and moral hazard and conditions of imperfect asymmetric information has been clarified. With the above changes, the book will be more useful to all the students. The book is intended to meet the requirements of the students of MA Economics, MCOM, MBA, and related courses. And candidates preparing for competitive examinations such as IAS, IES, and public service examination of different states. Postgraduates and honors students of Indian universities having poor background in mathematics, we ask the endeavor to help them. So in this book, an effort has been made to discuss the various theories of microeconomics without making use of advanced methods. The merit of this book is that it explains advanced theories and concepts to vary of geometry and simple mathematics. Key feature of this book: new topical coverage, a critical analysis of economic efficiency and the perfect competition and its market failure. Advanced treatment of topic, discussion on the choice of the risk averter and the risk lower under conditions of risk uncertainty. Apparent graphs and figures facilitate understanding and recapitulation of concepts. This book has to be one of my personal favorite on this list. This one was on my suggested reading list for my economic course, and although it can be quite dense in part, the basic mathematical concept and automation techniques is really cool. The central idea in the book is that manager will try to make the best choice among the different options available to him. A best or optimal choice is one that best achieves the desired goal of the firm. For example, a manager might consider what level of output of a product he should produce, how manager will produce the level of output to maximize the firm's profit. If he has set before himself the objective of profit maximization, not only just branding, this helps you make better decisions. Slight insight into basic mathematical concepts and optimization techniques, which will definitely help you on your economic course in some point. Decision making, he pointed out that decision making that involves solving mathematical and minimizing problems is called automation. The book goes on to explain the need for a significant knowledge and technique of optimization for the students of economics. This way, in book, in business, we can take rational decision making from a large number of options. Hopefully, there will have been something on that list that takes your fancy. In this book content, the list will give you a good insight into at least one economic theory, and you will be able to reference them in your learning, etc. So they are definitely worth reading. Happy reading, keep reading. Thank you very much.
Thank you for exchanging your insight thoughts on this topic. Next, I call upon our microbiology professor, Mrs. A.R. Vijaylalita Madam, to deliver their reviewed points on the topic Prevention of Infectious Disease.
Good evening, ma'am. And I would like to share my views on Masterpiece by two Indian authors who were Anantha Narayanan and Jayaram Panikkar. And of course, the book is the textbook of microbiology, which was published in the year of 1978.
and it has been the most trusted textbook of microbiology for more than 4 decades, and it has evolved with the recently emerging field of medical microbiology. And to stay abreast of the recent developments across the global and the local infectious disease spectra, it has given integrated approach combining microbiology with the system-based approach on human diseases. Infections and infectious diseases are a great burden to our society nowadays. To reduce this burden, an integrated approach is given in this book, combining disease prevention, health promotion, and also patient treatment. So, to begin to understand how we can overcome these infectious diseases, we should have a clear idea about the aspects of microbiology. So, microbiology is broadly classified in this book as a study of bacteria, fungi, protozoan, viruses, and helminths. So we share our life, including our body, with the millions of microscopic organisms, and we must learn how best we can live with them. So to understand this, and after studying this, so in this book it was given that there has been so many families, groups are clearly mentioned in this book, and after studying this, we come to know how these microorganisms are living within us, and how they live in the environment, and how they cause disease and the infections in us, and also how these infections can be overcome. So it was mentioned that infectious diseases have caused 20 million deaths every year. So, of antibiotics. So, there are some precautionary steps is also mentioned in this book clearly as given by the CDC, that is Center for Disease Control and Prevention. So, there are two tiers of prevention is mentioned in this book. The first tier is a use of some standard precautionary steps and also some universal precautions like the use of hand wash and use of mask as we are following nowadays, and both are intended to reduce the risk of transmission. And the second tier is the use of isolation. This type of precaution is used when the organism is or more pathogenic and of great concern to our society. So, in addition to these standard precautions, some special precautions are also mentioned to reduce the cross reactivity with the microorganisms, especially MRSA, that is methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. This MRSA is a serious problem in patients with burns, and patients who are in intensive care units, and patients who are following cardiac surgery, and also elderly patients. So regarding the treatment, it may vary from one person to another, but generally the use of in antiseptics for in special reference to the in special attention to the places of contamination is recommended. Also, the use of dressings which is impermeable to bacteria can also be used for reducing these infections with the MRSA. However, the treatment and also reduction or overcoming this antimicrobial resistance is not related to one person. It is related to so many factors that is also clearly given in this book as how to overcome this antimicrobial resistance. It is given some special ideas like antibiotic surveillance and enhanced antibiotic surveillance, and also some antibiotic stewardship. How to approach this antibiotic stewardship is, first we have to use exact antimicrobial for a particular disease. So we have to identify the causative organism which is responsible for the disease, and then we have to select the appropriate antibiotic to use for the particular disease, and then we have to use the correct dosage of antibiotic, and the duration of the treatment should be completed properly.
And after this, we should have a awareness, both the prescriber as well as the patient, they should have a awareness about the use of antibiotics, and we should have an integrated approach, interdisciplinary approach. And finally, we have to enhance the prevention and control protocol for the infectious diseases. So this seems it is given that this prevention and the control of the infectious diseases is the first step in overcoming any diseases. So in order to have achieved the One Health, we have to overcome these infectious diseases. So this can be approached by if it happens. So if we are getting any infectious diseases, we can go for intervention and finally rehabilitation or recovery. By doing so, we can overcome any infectious diseases, as in case of our SARS-CoV-2 also. So achieve One Health, stay home, stay safe. And I would like to thank our principal, Captain Dr. P. Sundrapandian sir, and coordinator, Dr. R. Palaniyappan, and the organizers for giving me this wonderful opportunity to take part in this excellent forum. And thank you one and all. Thank you.
Prevention is better than cure. Yes, it is a familiar proverb and also indeed essential proverb for this COVID pandemic situation. Thanks, ma'am, for your mind-catching review on the crucial topic on prevention of infectious disease. I heartily invite our college librarian, Dr. G. Amuda Madam, to deliver the vote of thanks to this event.
பிறந்து சிறந்த மொழிகளிலே சிறந்தே பிறந்த எம் தாய்மொழியாம் தமிழினை வணங்கி இந்நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு நன்றியுரை கூறுவதை பெருமகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறேன். 1200 மணி நேர ஒரு சிறந்த கருத்தரங்கு. இந்த கருத்தரங்க ஒரு பகுதியாக அசிஸ்ட் உலக சாதனைக்கான 24 உட்தலைப்புகளுடன் 24 கல்வி நிறுவனங்கள் பங்கு பெறும் 24 மணி நேர பன்னாட்டு தொடர் வலையரங்கு நிகழ்ச்சியை சிறப்பாக நடத்தி கொண்டிருக்கக்கூடிய தமிழ்நாடு ஆசிரியர் பயிற்சி பல்கலைக்கழகம் சென்னை அவர்களுக்கு முதற்கண் என் நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். மேலும் இந்நிகழ்ச்சியின் ஒரு பங்கேற்பாளராக எமது கல்லூரிக்கு தேர்ந்தெடுத்து வாய்ப்பினை அளித்தமைக்கும் என் சிறப்பு நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இந்த 24 உட்தலைப்புகளின் ஒரு மொத்த தலைப்பு எண்ணங்களின் கருவூலம் புத்தகங்களே. உண்மை, புத்தகங்கள் இன்றைய பெருந்தொற்றின் ஒரு பேண்டமிக் சிச்சுவேஷன்ல சிறப்பு பங்கு வகித்திருக்கிறது. அந்த புத்தகம் மட்டும் இல்லை எனில் மக்களுக்கு கொஞ்சம் ஒரு ஒரு பெரிய இழப்பே இருக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கும், தனிமை. சோ அத்தருணத்தில் இத்தகைய கருந்தங்க தேர்ந்தெடுமைக்கு முதற்கண் என் நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இன்றைய அளவில் புத்தக விமர்சனம் மற்றும் புத்தகம் ரிவ்யூ பண்ணி பேசுவது ஒரு சிறப்பு நிகழ்வாகவும் ஒரு போட்டியாகவும் நடைபெற்றுக் கொண்டிருக்கிறது. 2017 ஆண்டிலேயே எங்கள் நூலகத்தின் ஒரு சிறப்பு பயிற்சியாக எமது கல்லூரி முதல்வர் இந்த பயிற்சி புத்தகங்கள் மாணவர்களுக்கு வாசித்து அந்த விளக்குரை அளிக்கும் பயிற்சி வேண்டும் என்று எங்களுக்கு அந்நாளிலே வலியுறுத்தினார். அன்றிலிருந்து இன்று வரை ரீடர்ஸ் கிளப், வாசகர் வட்டம் என்று ஒரு குழு செயல்பட்டு கொண்டிருக்கிறது. மேலும் அதற்கான போட்டிகளும் நடந்து கொண்டே இருக்கின்றன. இந்த புத்தக வாசிப்பை எங்களுக்கு வலியுறுத்தி எங்களை மேம்படுத்திய எமது கல்லூரியின் முதல்வர் முனைவர் பி. சுந்தரன்மாடியன் சார் அவர்களுக்கு என் நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். ஏனெனில் இந்த ஒரு நிகழ்ச்சி வந்தவுடன் நீங்கள் நடத்துங்கள் என்ற அனுமதி அளித்தமைக்கு என் மனமார்ந்த நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். அன்னார் சிறந்த முறையில் எங்களுக்கு தலைமையை ஆற்றியுள்ளார்கள். இத்தருணத்தில் மீண்டும் மீண்டும் ஒரு முறை நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இந்த நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு
இது என்ன பேசிச்சா
மேலும் இந்நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு எமது கல்லூரி ஆசிரியர்கள் கிட்டத்தட்ட தலைப்பு 21ஆம் நூற்றாண்டில் இந்திய புத்தகங்கள். இந்திய புத்தகங்களை தேர்ந்தெடுத்து எமது கல்லூரி ஆசிரியர்கள் கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 7 புத்தகங்களை பற்றிய விளக்குரையை நம்மிடம் அளிக்கிறார்கள். அந்த கருத்துக்கள் என்னவெனில், கிட்டத்தட்ட முதற்கண் எங்கள் கல்லூரியின் வணிகவழித்துறை பேராசிரியர் முனைவர் ஆர் சோமநாதேவி அவர்கள் மாஸ்டரிங் எமோஷனல் இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ், மேக்கிங் எமோஷன்ஸ் ஒர்க் ஃபார் யூ அண்ட் நாட் அகேன்ஸ்ட் யூ, சுரானா அவர்கள் எழுதிய புத்தகத்தை பற்றி சிறப்புற கூறியுள்ளார்கள். அவர்கள் கூறியுள்ள சிறந்த கருத்து, 80% நாம் எமோஷனை நம்ம சிறந்த முறையில் மேனேஜ் பண்ண கத்துக்கிட்டோம்னா நிறைய விஷயங்களை சாதிக்கலாம் அப்படிங்கறத வலியுறுத்தினாங்க. இரண்டாவதாக கணித பேராசிரியர் முனைவர் பி விகாலட்சி அவர்கள் மேத்தமெட்டிக்கல் மாடலிங் எனும் புத்தகத்தை பற்றி, மாடலிங்குடைய வளர்ச்சியை பத்தி கூறினாங்க. கிட்டத்தட்ட அவங்க எந்த புத்தகத்தை தேர்ந்தெடுத்தாங்கன்னா, மேத்தமெட்டிக்கல் மாடலிங் அண்ட் கம்ப்யூட்டேஷன் ஆஃப் ரியல் டைம் ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் எழுதிய ஆத்தர் சந்திரசேகரன் சார். சிறந்த முறையில அவங்க அதை எடுத்துருக்காங்க. அடுத்ததா நம்மளுடைய கல்லூரியின் இயற்பியல் பேராசிரியர் ஏ அழகுலட்சுமி அவர்கள் நானோ டெக்னாலஜியின் சிறப்பை டாக்டர் எஸ் சண்முகம் அவர்கள் எழுதிய புத்தகம் எழுதியதின் கருத்தை தழுவி நமக்கு அந்த கருத்தை தெரிவித்துள்ளார்கள். அவர்களுக்கு என் மனமார்ந்த நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். அடுத்ததாக பிபிஏ துறையின் பேராசிரியர் மிசஸ் கே ஜோதீஸ்வரி அவர்கள் ஹாப்பினஸ் அட் ஒர்க், பி ரிசைலண்ட், மோட்டிவேட்டட், சக்சஸ்ஃபுல், நோ மேட்டர் வாட் அப்படின்னு இன்றைய தலைப்புக்கு தேவையான நம்முடைய வேலை செய்யும் போது ஹாப்பினஸ் மிகவும் முக்கியமானது என்றதை ஸ்ரீராம் ராவ் எனும் ஆத்தர் எழுதிய புத்தகத்தை தழுவி அந்த விளக்குரை அளித்தார்கள். அவர்களுக்கு என் மனமார்ந்த நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். அடுத்ததாக எங்களது கல்லூரியின் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் டெக்னாலஜி துறை பேராசிரியர் இன்டர்நெட் ஆஃப் திங்ஸ் எனும் புத்தகத்தை எழுதிய ஆத்தர் ஸ்ரீராம் கே வாசுதேவா அவர்கள் கூறிய கருத்தை தன்னுடைய சிறப்பாக நம்மிடம் எதிர்த்துள்ளார்கள். அவர்களுக்கு என் மனமார்ந்த நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். அடுத்ததாக வணிகவியல் துறை பேராசிரியர் ஜே கலசியாமணி பொருளாதாரம் கற்றவர் மைக்ரோ எக்கனாமிக்ஸ் புத்தகத்தை பற்றிய கருத்துக்களை அகுஜா என்ற ஆர்த்தர் எழுதிய கருத்தை நம் முன் கொண்டு சிறப்பாக உரையாற்றினார்கள். அவர்களுக்கும் என் மனமார்ந்த நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். அடுத்ததாக எங்கள் கல்லூரியின் மைக்ரோபாலஜி துறை பேராசிரியர் திருமதி AR விஜயலலிதா அவர்கள் இன்றைய தலைப்புக்கு முக்கியமாக தேவையான பிரிவென்ஷன் ஆஃப் இன்ஃபெக்டியஸ் டிசீசஸ் எனும் புத்தகத்தை அனந்தநாராயண என்ற ஆத்தர் எழுதியிருந்தார்கள். அவர்களுடைய கருத்தையும் எடுத்துக்கொண்டு இன்றைய வாழ்வியலுக்கு எது முக்கியம் என்று எடுத்துரைத்தார்கள். அவர்களுக்கு என் மனமார்ந்த நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இந்நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு சிறப்பாக வரவேற்புரை நல்கிய தமிழ் பேராசிரியர் முனைவர் ஆர் ஜீவா அவர்களுக்கு என் மனமார்ந்த நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இந்நிகழ்ச்சி சிறப்புற நடப்பதற்கு கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒருங்கிணைப்பாக இருந்த தமிழ்நாடு ஆசிரியர் கல்வியர் பல்கலைக்கழகம் பேராசிரியர் முனைவர் சிவசக்தி ராஜமால் அவர்களுக்கும் என் நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். எங்கள் கல்லூரியின் ரிசர்ச் ஸ்டூடெண்ட் திருமதி சபிதா சண்முகப்பிரியா அவர்களுக்கும் என் நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். ஏன்னா அவங்கதான் கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு மீடியேட்டர் மாதிரி இந்த ப்ரோக்ராம் நடத்துறதுக்கு உதவுனாங்க. அவங்களுக்கு என் நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். மேலும் டெக்னீஷியனாக இருந்த கணபதி அவர்களுக்கும் என் மனமார்ந்த நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இந்நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு கூடவே இந்த புனைபுரிந்த ராம் பிரசாத் மாணவர் என்பவருக்கும் என் நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். சோ தலைப்பு புத்தக விமர்சனம். சோ புத்தகங்கள் வாசிப்பதை பற்றி கூறவில்லை என்றால் இந்த நிகழ்ச்சி நிறைவு பெறாது. புத்தகம் வாசிப்பது ஒரு பொழுதுபோக்கு அல்ல, அது ஒரு தவம். புத்தக வாசிப்பின் சுவையை ஒருமுறை ரசித்து விட்டால் அது நம்மை விட்டு போகாது. ஏனெனில் புத்தக வாசிப்பு நம் வாழ்வுக்கு நல்வாசல் அமைக்கும். புத்தக வாசிப்பு ஒரு மனிதனுக்கு அறம் புகட்டும், ஆற்றல் அளிக்கும், இறை காட்டும், ஈகை வளர்த்திடும், உண்மை உரைத்திடும், ஊக்கம் கொடுத்திடும், எண்ணங்கள் வறுப்பற செய்யும், பண்பு வளர்த்திடும், பகை தவிர்த்திடும், குற்றம் களைந்திடும், கோபம் தணித்திடும். இத்தகைய புத்தக வாசிப்பை மேம்படுத்தி எல்லோரும் நலம் பெற வாழ்த்தி என் நன்றியை முடித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். நன்றி.
Thank you, madam. Great dreamers are always success, said by our great national president, Thiru Dr. ABJ Abdul Kalam Avargal. Confluence is not a conclusion for all, but share and expose of all at its point. Again, I hats off to all for furnishing this occasion to present our TED Talk in this world record of the longest multinational confluence. And I am gladly admitting this success. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. Prioritization college. நீங்க நல்லா பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணீங்க.
Thank you, ma'am.
லேட்டா தான் நாங்க உங்களுக்கு தளவத்தை ஒப்படைச்சோம். ஆனாலும் எங்களுக்கு நீங்க ஒரு 5 நிமிஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடியே எங்களுக்கு திரும்ப ஒப்படைச்சு கொடுத்துட்டீங்க. ரொம்ப நன்றி. தேங்க்யூ. நெக்ஸ்ட் காலேஜ் வந்து மங்கையர்கரசி காலேஜ். ஆர் யூ ரெடி?
Ready, ma'am. Ready. Am I audible?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, you are audible. உங்களுடைய வந்து ஒரு நிமிஷம். உங்களுடைய தலைப்பு The Art of Reading and Responding